Hello again. Next, it's highlights from the super tough Silkway Rally. Welcome to Moscow, the capital of Russia, for the Silkway Rally 2013, the 5th anniversary of this successful rally raid adventure. Let's check out the car section. Boris Gudassin returns after his victory in 2012, but with a new rival to fight against. World Cup leader Jean-Louis Schlesser and SMG boss Philippe Gache back in the race seat after a spell of 4 years. In the trucks, Ayrat Mardif carries the 300 plate on the side of his Kamaz truck, signifying his victory last year, while teammate Eduard Nikoliev will run a brand new machine for the Blue Army. Christian Lavelle is here, playing down his chances in the Desert Duke. Despite being the most experienced driver in the field, experience doesn't fix problems, and after 260 kilometers, his Nissan-powered machine stopped, costing him an hour and a half in time. Jean-Louis Schlesser took third on day one. Perhaps surprised by the pace of the slow Gudassin he followed, he lost 4 minutes in the early part of the stage. Then he stopped to let Gache and Vasiliev pass to drop into their dust, losing 9.5 minutes by the end. But the stars of day one in Russia were Vladimir Vasiliev and Philippe Gache. A small navigation error late into the day meant the G-Force driver finished just under 3 minutes further back in second. So the winner, 4 years out of the seat in an untried buggy. And Philippe Gache proving exactly why the SMG buggy was the car of choice for Guerlain Chicheret's return last year. The car ran strong and he attacked when needed to complete the day in 5.5 hours. As expected, Kamaz were at the front, but surprisingly, it was Anton Shibalov who won the stage, the best possible way to show his value to his boss, Vladimir Shagin, ahead of his more senior teammates. Hopes of a rally win for Eduardo Nikoliev disintegrated on day two, the newly developed Kamaz stopping with engine problems. Ayrat Mardif didn't fare much better either. He ignored a slow puncture at the start of the stage and it finally let go at 150 kilometers an hour. He was lucky to continue, but lost 20 minutes. With the day full of issues for most of the drivers in the truck class, the one who faltered least would be the victor. And indeed, that was the case. Andrei Karginov lost 40 minutes on day one, but took a 13-minute win over Mardif. Polish ski jumping superstar Adam Maltz had a solid day as best of the overdrive Toyota in 6th spot. But similar to day one, he dropped 20 minutes to lie 40 minutes down. He's still learning his craft after 2 Dakar rallies. Ronan Chabot's day was miserable, with a penalty for having his assistant's team work on the car at the start of the stage. This water splash then destroyed the engine, forcing the SMG buggy to retire. Jean-Louis Schlesser could only manage 4th this time after a cautious approach to the traffic and dust. With the truck starting in between cars, he complained visibility was dangerous, yet the trucks were less than sympathetic. An improvement on his day one pace was important for Boris Gudassin, and that is exactly what he managed on his mission to keep hold of the Silkway Rally crown. Gudassin held station on the road to finish 3rd, but would the car survive the 4,000 kilometers? Philippe Gache was second, but his aim is not to win stages, but to put the car through a hard rally. Pushing the two-wheel drive car hard means the time comes anyway, and he's still very much in touch with the leaders. The fastest man over the stage was Vladimir Vasiliev. He was able to clear the dust of Philippe Gache early on in the day, and then catch and later pass the KAMAZ truck to be the fastest over the stage by 5 minutes. Stay tuned for more highlights from the Silkway Rally. Once again, there was a major battle between the front two. Vasiliev had no choice but to push very hard to try and win time on Jean-Louis Schlesser. They started 8 minutes apart, but already at CP1, they were together on track, providing a fantastic visual duel. They stayed together all day, Schlesser knowing if he mirrored Vasiliev's every move, there would only be around an 8-minute gap between the two, reducing the overall gap to 17 minutes going into the final day. And that's exactly what he did. In the trucks, the disappointment of the day will be felt most by Sairi Vajasevic. He was 6 minutes faster than his teammate, but way off the pace of the leading two, who stole the runner-up spot convincingly from the Belarusian. Shivalov and Sotnikov were pushing each other hard. Their pace was far stronger than anyone else, including Nikolaev. Shivalov needed to pass Sotnikov and then try and head off into the distance to bring down the gap between them. But Sotnikov stayed close. The gap at the end of the stage just under 4 minutes, which meant, like in the cars, the two ran together. Search was Ayrat Mardiv's lead. He could have taken time to enjoy a picnic in the dunes. Such was his huge 2.5-hour advantage. However, his stoppage at the start of the stage was far from jolly. The truck had a problem. The drive for the fuel injection pump was wrecked, so we are changing it. Everything is okay. We will try to get to the finish on time. We're changing it now. Some frantic work, and he managed to fix the KAMAZ. However, he lost further time in the stage and then was hit with a 2-hour penalty for missing a waypoint by just 15 minutes. Mardiv drops to 4th as a result. The battle that was so close for second became the fight for victory overnight. Would it be Dmitry Sotnikov, the parts carrier for the KAMAZ team, or the youngest, most inexperienced member, Anton Shibalov? The gap between them going into the stage was 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Sotnikov would first go, followed 2 minutes later by Shibalov. At the end of the stage, first over the line was Shibalov, which meant he has made up at least 2 minutes. But only 16 seconds later came Sotnikov, meaning he would be the unlikely winner of the Silkway Rally. This is how the Silkway Rally ends for the trucks, with Sotnikov taking the victory from Shibalov, with Vajasevic in third. Marek Dubrovsky ended his rally in an amazing fourth position, a stunning result for his first time in the car. There was no way Vasiliev could catch Schlesser without problems, but the Frenchman's bespoke buggy is now well developed, and so reliability was never really a worry. Vasiliev managed to win the stage, but Schlesser and Russian co-driver Konstantin Ziltsov took the overall win. Results in the cars category, with Fursov in third ahead of Dubrovsky, but behind Vasiliev in second, and overall winner Schlesser. Teams and drivers then headed to the centre of Astrakhan for the ceremonial party after 7 days in the sweltering heat, covering over 4,000 kilometres.